Welcome to my channel, The Light Within. I am so glad you're here. Today, we are going to talk about something that's probably keeping many of us up at night, the future of our children's education and careers in this rapidly changing world of AI. If you are watching this, chances are you are like most Indian American parents I know, deeply invested in your child's education, planning their future from the day they are born, and wondering, is everything we have been told about success still true? You know the formula, right? Good grades, top college, STEM degree, stable career, comfortable life. That formula worked for us. It worked for our parents. It's why many of us are here in America. But that formula seems to be breaking down fast. In January 2026, just last month, the CEO of one of the world's leading AI companies wrote that we are 1 to 2 years away from AI that can outperform humans across most fields. And he predicts that within 1 to 5 years, AI will displace 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs. Those engineering positions, accounting roles, software jobs, the very careers we are pushing our kids towards. They are changing fundamentally. This is not about fear, it's about adaptation. You know what Charles Darwin never actually said? Survival of the fittest. Well, he said it, but not the way people think. Fittest didn't mean strongest or smartest. It meant most adaptable. Darwin wrote, "It's not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change." And this is the lesson we need to teach our children for the AI era. See, we grew up in a world where the path was clear. You memorized information, you scored well on tests, you got into a good college, you got a stable job. You stayed there for 30 years. That world seems to be disappearing. The Anthropic wake-up call. Let me tell you what happened that not all parents might have heard about. A company called Anthropic, one of the leaders in AI, just released something called Claude and Claude Cowork. Claude launched in early 2025. Within 6 months, it hit $1 billion in revenue. What does it do? It writes code. It automates tasks. It does in minutes what used to take humans hours or days. But here's the kicker. People started using it for everything, not just coding, filing taxes, creating presentations, managing files, organizing data. Then in January 2026, they released Claude Cowork. Claude Code, but for non-programmers. You don't need to know coding. You just tell it what you want, and it does it. According to Time magazine, one user said, Claude Cowork is going to be a much, much larger disruption of the economic index than anything else we have seen so far, because it's really going to impact the white-collar job. The white-collar job. The job we have been training our kids for their entire lives. So what does this mean for our kids? Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, okay, so we'll just push our kids harder, better grades, more AP classes, more tutoring. But that's thinking like the industrial age. That's trying to be the strongest, not the most adaptable. Dario Amodei, Anthropic CEO, wrote in his January 2026 essay that AI could displace 50% of entry-level white-collar workers within 1 to 5 years. That's your kid's entry into the workforce we are talking about. He specifically mentioned that unlike previous technological revolutions, AI's disruption is different in 3 critical ways. Speed. AI went from writing single lines of code to completing entire engineering projects in 2 years. Our kids can't adapt that fast if they only know how to follow the old playbook. Cognitive breadth. AI doesn't just replace one skill. It matches the general cognitive profile of humans. It's a general labor substitute. Ability hierarchy. AI is progressing from bottom to top of cognitive ladders. The traditional escape route of just get more education may not work anymore. This is why adaptation matters more than ever. Here's something beautiful about our Indian American community. We already understand long-term thinking. We already value education. We already emphasize discipline. These are advantages. But we need to redirect them. Instead of just pushing for grades, we need to cultivate adaptability. I have researched what dozens of education leaders, AI experts, and top institutions are saying about what skills kids actually need. Here's what's coming up again and again. For example, Sal Khan from Khan Academy, the guy who created free education for millions, has been all in on AI in education. His platform now has 1.4 million users using Khanmigo, an AI tutor, as of April 2025. But here's what Khan emphasizes. AI should be a tool for learning, not a replacement for thinking. He told District Administration magazine, AI can dramatically streamline teachers' daily workflow and allow them to create richer lessons, have more time for personalized learning. The key word, personalized, not standardized, not one size fits all. The OECD, the organization that runs international education assessments, released their 2026 Digital Education Outlook in January. Their key findings? Gen AI should be used selectively and purposefully for pedagogical reasons to enrich learning and not replace cognitive effort. A Harvard study from 2025 found that students using AI tutors learn more than twice as much in less time than traditional classrooms. But, and this is crucial, only when the AI was guided by sound teaching principles. The Brookings Institution released a major report in December 2025 after interviewing hundreds of educators and reviewing 400 plus research articles. Their warning? Silent skill erosion. When students rely too heavily on AI without understanding underlying concepts, they develop what researchers call algorithmic dependence, an inability to think independently. The solution? Teaching the 4 C's. Critical thinking, which means asking the right questions. Creativity, involving solving problems in novel ways. Communication, where ideas are expressed clearly. And collaboration, which involved working effectively with others. These are skills AI can't replicate. This is where our kids need to excel. Okay, maybe you're thinking, but don't they still need a college degree? Maybe, maybe not. And I know that's hard to hear. Look, I'm not saying don't send your kids to college. What I'm saying is college is no longer a guarantee of anything, especially given how expensive it has become and the ROI might be more uncertain. According to multiple 2025-2026 education predictions, we are seeing a massive shift. Emily Freitag, CEO of Instruction Partners, predicted in January 2026 that some districts, teachers, and parents will opt out of AI entirely, while others will fully embrace it. She predicts that some parents will choose schools based on technology use or disuse. Translation? There is no one path anymore. The World Economic Forum's January 2026 report on the intelligent age emphasized that companies like IBM, Dell, and Cloudflare are creating their own training programs because traditional degrees are not preparing students for real work. IBM committed to training 2 million people in AI skills by the end of 2026, outside of traditional universities. Cloudflare is hiring 1,111 interns in 2026. That's 25% of their entire workforce because they believe in learning by doing over traditional credentials. I'm not saying skip college. I'm saying don't make college the only plan. Think about gap years that build real skills, apprenticeships in high growth fields, alternative credentials and certifications, portfolio-based careers, entrepreneurship. Remember, adaptability means having multiple pathways, not just one. So what do we do? Here are 3 practical mindset shifts. Redefine excellence. Stop measuring your child against test scores alone. Start asking, can they learn something new quickly? Can they explain complex ideas simply? Do they know how to handle failure? Can they work with people different from them? Embrace productive struggle. I know it's hard. We want to smooth every path for our kids. But the research is clear. Kids who learn to struggle productively develop resilience and adaptability. According to UNICEF's 2025 Skills for an AI World initiative. The most successful young people are not the ones who never failed. They are the ones who learned how to fail and recover. Model curiosity, not certainty. Our generation grew up believing that parents should have all the answers. But in the AI era, the most valuable thing you can model is learning alongside your child. When your kids ask about AI, say, I don't know, let's find out together. Show them that you're still learning, still adapting, still curious. Let me leave you with the 3 key points to remember. Point number 1, adaptability trumps perfection. Darwin's lesson still holds. It's not the strongest who survive, but the most adaptable. Teach your kids to learn, not just to know. Point number 2, the 4 C's are your compass. Critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. These are the skills AI cannot replicate effectively, so focus here. Point number 3, multiple paths, not one path. The old formula, grades will equate to college, will equate to job, will equate to retirement, is broken. Teach your kids to create their own path, to pivot, to see opportunities where others see obstacles. The Anthropic CEO wrote, humanity is about to be handed almost unimaginable power, and it is deeply unclear whether our social, political, and technological systems possess the maturity to wield it. But you know what? I believe we have the maturity. Our community has survived migrations, adapted to new countries, preserved our culture while embracing new ones. We are already good at adaptation. We just need to teach it to our kids. The future belongs not to the smartest or the strongest, but to the most adaptable. And your kids, they can be exactly that. In my next video, I will give you practical tools and show you how extracurricular activities, yes, even music and art, are becoming more important in the AI era, not less.